Wow! Hey everyone, I'm Elliot and welcome back to another episode of Cyber Chat, where we're going to learn a little bit more about cybersecurity. Once again, we have our cybersecurity expert, Jonas.
Whoa!
Welcome back. Today, we're going to learn how to be great cyber citizens, as well as learn how we can contribute positively online. So let's jump right into the questions. So, we know the internet is a big and wondrous place, but Jonas, can you explain to me, what is the cyber world? What is it exactly?
Sure. So we have the physical world and we have the digital world. And more these places are overlapping and moving together. Being someone who interacts with the internet on a daily basis, many hours, like myself, I do see a lot of advantages coming from the cyber world. And it's important that we know how to behave on the internet and how to use the internet for our advantages.
So what are some of the various online places that we can visit within the cyber world?
Really interesting question. When I think back about my teenage years, I love to play video games.
Same, likewise.
It was always fun, I came back from school, I logged in, I met with my online friends, and we were having fun together. On the weekends, we were playing for way too long. But it was a really good time. And I think back then, there was a strong disconnect, for example, when I talked with my parents about it, because they couldn't understand it. They're like, who are you talking to? What are you doing there? How does it work? Because these people are from all around the world. But I think that's the beauty about the internet. It doesn't know any borders. You can be wherever you want. Same with social media apps. When you travel around, you can stay in touch. You can share information. But also school platforms, especially in times like these where we cannot always go to the schools because for sometimes we need to work from home. We need to learn from home.
That's true.
So these school platforms, they have such a big impact in our life, and we live more and more our lives part of the internet.
And I guess that contributes to a bigger question as to why is it important to stay safe online?
I think no matter where you are, I think safety is something very important.
Mm-hmm.
The problem on the internet is that sometimes people are not really aware what kind of threats are out there. And there are a lot of different people who have very bad intentions on the internet, and they are hiding behind another computer and they pretend to be someone else.
What are some of the threats of the cyber world? And following that, what are some of the benefits of being a part of the cyber world? Let's start with the threats first.
I really don't like negative vibes. And a problem on the internet very often is bullying. It's hiding behind a computer and being really mean to others.
Yeah.
Also sometimes seeing how a certain group acts towards certain videos online and they start engaging as well and they start contributing to this problem. And sometimes people don't realize that cyberbullying, for example, has a lot of consequences. Just because you do it on the internet, it doesn't mean you won't get any punishment for it. I highly recommend getting help if you're ever in a situation where you experience it. Is it, for example, talk to your parents, but also if you see your friends getting bullied online, please step up for them, please help them, and don't think it's cool to be on the side of the bully and engage with them and just hope because you're bullying someone else, you won't be the next target.
That's right. I think it's very important, especially because some of these bullies and the troll accounts are hiding behind the screen. Like you can't really tell who they are behind the online persona or the online personality that they have.
Definitely. And we all know that from experience, usually these people, they're vulnerable themselves. They're insecure about something. And instead of working on their own weaknesses, it's much easier to point out to others and try to make someone else feel bad than to help each other out and make a positive environment.
I agree.
But Elliot, you also asked me about the benefits.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I think the internet overall is a wonderful place. I grew up with the internet.
Same, yep.
Honestly, could you think living without the internet?
Oh no, I love the internet. It's I learn on the internet, I find out how to do things. So like a lot of I call it the University of Google, because you can literally learn anything you want there.
Definitely, and I think even if you have zero idea how something works, you can go to websites and you put in your question and you find an answer which very often helps you to solve your problem. Mm-hmm. So the internet is a wonderful place if we use it correctly. and we use it to make our life more convenient, more efficient, and overall help us to have a really comfortable life.
So I think that's great. Like, there's pros and cons of being in cyberspace and existing within this whole infrastructure of the internet. What do you do when you're served with negative content, or someone is, as you say, cyberbullying you? How would you advise people to react and seek help?
So a lot of people react different to it. Especially if you're a little bit younger, it probably has a much bigger impact on you, because it's very difficult to just be strong and ignore it completely and ignore what others are saying about you. Unfortunately, sometimes people are putting a lot of pressure on you and they try to bring you down. So my recommendation is, whenever you face it, try to get help. You don't need to be afraid that they're bullying you even more if you go to your parents or to your teachers. I think it's very important to have these conversations and not just try to hide it and get all the negativity into you, so you will suffer many, many more years afterwards.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, maybe we could share with our viewers here some of the positive ways, maybe 3 tips on how to contribute positively to the internet.
Yes, I do think if we use the internet in a good way, it will benefit all of us.
Yes.
So positive vibes is always great.
Positive vibes.
Being nice to each other, helping each other out. There are so many great communities as well. When you want to learn a new skill, there's so many places on the internet where you can sign up and you learn more about something. And if you're insecure about something, you can ask questions and others are happy to help you out. Other ways which I think the internet can be used in a positive way is staying in touch with people who you otherwise couldn't stay in touch with. For example, if you meet new people, or a childhood friend of yours is moving abroad. It's a great way to interact with each other and to stay connected and sharing experience.
I think that's great, because for me, during this pandemic, when I was away from my friends, that was the one place that we all still meet together, have some good times playing games, rather than having to go out and stuff. We were still able to maintain that relationship and connection with each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a foreigner here in Singapore,
Yes.
but thanks to the internet, I'm able to talk to my friends back in Switzerland, to my parents. I can do video calls. I haven't seen them for 2 years because travel is so restricted these days, but the internet provides connectivity and the possibility to interact with each other, which is a wonderful thing.
I think that's excellent. Do you have a final tip for us?
So one thing which I want to tell to everyone here, that if you are ever in a situation where you feel like you're unsure what to do on the internet, because from my experience, it happens many, many times, and during the teenager years, you're on in a spot that you might engage with someone on a video game or on a social platform, and everything happens super quick on the internet. And you might not be sure, maybe I was a little bit too fast, maybe I should not trust this person. It's never the wrong approach to ask your parents what you're supposed to do, get help from others. And you don't need to solve these things by yourself. Everyone makes mistakes on the internet. Man, I've had a computer since I was 10 years old.
I totally understand that part.
I did a lot of these mistakes as well, but it's important to learn from them. And very often we can ask our parents, our teachers, how to use the internet for our advantages and avoid making mistakes which have a really big negative impact.
Thank you so much, Jonas, for sharing with us all your tips and insight information on how to navigate the internet in a safe and secure way. That's all we have for today, but join us in the next episode. We'll be talking a little bit more about how to protect your cyber identity. My name's Elliot, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!